Hi, welcome to my channel. Rejecting the reality you don't want, choosing the reality that you do want, and not accepting what you don't want, only accepting what you do want, even if it goes to the wire. And the amount of times that I've done this, pretty much every time it has gone to the wire with things, especially if they've been, when they've been time crunch things that are coming to a head, and it's felt like this is not happening, it is going the way I don't want it to go, but I can bring myself back to, no, I don't accept it. This is all that I accept. In the knowledge that it's always worked for me. Every single time it's happened, I haven't wavered. Now, I don't do this with everything. If it's just a little thing or something that I want, but I'm not really wanting it, and I can entertain an opposite idea, so I can entertain that it doesn't happen. I don't do this because I don't feel it. I'm just not feeling it, and I'm not feeling the power behind it, so I know it isn't actually going to work. So I don't do it. I'm going to practice that more actually, so I will come back and update you guys here, but I'm going to practice that with the smaller things that I'm not as bothered about, because I think that's all it is. I think it's just a practice thing, and I need to kind of tap into that feeling with those things as well, and at the moment it just doesn't come naturally, so I just don't do it, because that just means I'm not that bothered, doesn't it? I'd like it, but I'm really not that bothered. But I do want to get better at that, because I do want it to happen all of the time. So but when it's anything big, I can say to myself, no, I just can't, I don't want to entertain the opposite. I want this. And I want to try and explain to you how it feels, so that you kind of get what I'm saying here. It feels like a rejection of what I don't want. And it feels like momentum, like rocket fuel, really, going towards what I do want. And then I feel that reality. It's very difficult trying to put this into words, but I do. I feel it. And I can, like, you might, to do this, you might say the words to help you feel it. I don't need to do that. I can just feel the reality that I want to experience. And if I was to break it down and give it words, I'd be able to do it, but I don't do it with words. And I don't think I ever have, to be quite honest. I really don't think I have, looking back. It's always been this way, where I've just felt it. And I did it once with something that was really, in my mind, I couldn't accept the opposite. And I really felt it, and it went right to the wire, as in, I thought, well, that's it. It's happening what I didn't want to happen. But I still didn't accept it right to the end, and then it didn't happen. The whole situation turned around and became exactly what I wanted, and then some. And then I realised the power of that, so I just found myself doing that with everything that I really wanted, where I really didn't want to experience the opposite of that. Didn't want that experience. I knew the experience I wanted, so I took that feeling all of the way. So then you'll say to me, well, you talk about letting go, and that's not letting go. It's letting go to a degree, because it's letting go of the how. It's letting go of doing anything to make it happen, apart from feeling, no, that is what I want, and that's that, and feeling, I don't accept anything else, I only accept that. So, but there's no other stuff around it. I wasn't affirming, I wasn't scripting, I wasn't doing anything else, I wasn't doing self-talk towards it or anything. It was just that momentous, it was just that very powerful feeling of, no, that's the reality I choose. And I sort of hesitate to call it faith, because it isn't faith in that thing happening, but it's kind of some kind of faith, I guess, that you're keeping doing that until the very bitter end. So you must have some element of faith, I guess, that is gonna produce the result you want. I think it's only the mind that doesn't have faith. The feeling that I have is, there is a faith there for sure. And of course I have confirmation bias of every time I've done it, it's happened. But like I said, I do want to start doing that with the smaller things. And I think that is going to be a new skill, basically, which is what this is really, I guess. So that's what I would suggest to you. If you're something you really want, and you've heard about letting go and affirming, sort of really pushing for it and all of that stuff, and you just don't know where to go with it, you don't need any of that. You don't need anything at all, apart from the determined feeling, no, this is what I want, this is what I accept, the only thing that I accept is this future. And maybe you can't get on with that, and you think, well, I can't do that, because you'll get resistance there, which says, but what if it doesn't happen? Well, yeah, I get that as well with it. I get it, but I override it with that strong feeling, well, that's what I want. And even if it goes to the way and I don't get it, well, I might as well feel it anyway, feel what I want anyway, because I'm certainly not going to get it if I pull back and start focusing on the worst case scenario. I'm not going to do that. I can be concerned it won't happen, be worried it won't happen, be worried the opposite will happen on the odd occasion. That's fine, that's normal. Of course you do, we worry about things like that. But really speaking, if that overriding powerful feeling within is of what I do want, I only accept this. That's the words I use to myself. So I'll get the feeling, oh, this is all I accept. I can't accept the other. I don't want to. And I feel that rejection of what it is that I don't want. And that, no, this is it now. And I feel like I'm on that path then. But again, my mind does not have faith that I'm on that path, but something inside of me does. And I guess that is the best way for me to describe it. What I'm doing is selecting a reality. Out of all the possibilities out there, I'm selecting the one that I want to experience. That's all I'm doing. And I am powerfully doing that. I've done it with all kinds of different things. And I did it once when we were away a few years ago now, and we were going to Venice, and we were on the boat going over to Venice, and one of my migraines started, and they're not good. And I immediately said, I do not accept this. I said it out of anger, because God, I can't be doing with this today. I do not accept this. Just go away. I don't accept it. I'm going to be fine. And it literally just went. And that has never happened before. It went. And I said to my husband, Jeremy, I've got a migraine coming. And then I did that. And then when we got off the boat, I was fine. And he said, so you're right? And I went, yeah, I'm fine. It's gone. I said, I just told it basically to go away. I just rejected it. Because I did. And I wasn't doing that at the time to manifest it. I just thought, I cannot have this right now. And I felt that. I thought, no, I'm in charge here and I am not having this. This is not going to ruin my day. And it didn't. But many different things, situations that I have not wanted to turn out in a certain way because it would have been detrimental to me or to somebody else. Lots of time for somebody else. And I only accept, no, I know exactly what I want. I have clarity on that and I feel that. And it's like feeling... It's like kind of unearthing that path. You know, it was overgrown and you've cut all the shrubs away or something, and you're on it. And that's that. And you feel yourself on it. So you feel that way more than you feel the concern or the worry. So you think no, and it's a powerful feeling within, and it's a knowing feeling within, but not up here. And I think that's what we need to get away from, thinking that we need to believe it with our mind. We don't, and I'm not sure the mind. I'm sure with some people do believe it with their mind as well. They've probably seen so much and they have now so much faith that their mind does know it as well. But for me, no, I wouldn't say that that's the case, but it's a knowing feeling inside, and then the mind tries to contradict that knowing feeling. But I just know to ignore that because I've got so much confirmation bias now of every time I've done this, it has happened, and sometimes it has gone right to the last moment where it looks like the opposite is happening, and then it's all just magically turned around. Now, I just want to thank the subscriber that commented on the book, and I can't even remember the title now. I download these books and I don't remember half the titles, but it's about the easy world. Easy World, Living in Easy World. I will look up the title and put it down below for you. But I read it yesterday, actually. I looked it up and I thought, oh, that sounds interesting. And I just read the whole thing in one go. And it was really, really interesting, that difference between the easy life and the hard life, you know, what we choose. So I suppose when I'm doing that, I am choosing the easy route. I'm choosing it because I'm feeling it, and then I'm doing nothing to try and interfere. I'm just accepting that something is going to do this for me. Something is going to happen. All of this is going to turn around. It's all going to be sorted. And as I'm doing it, I'm feeling it because I'm feeling that that's the path I'm on. I'm feeling that that's the reality I'm in now, because it feels, I wish I could describe it better. I really did. It's very difficult to describe feelings, isn't it? But I feel that reality is it. I feel that's where I am because I'm rejecting the other, and I won't even go near it. You know, I don't want to go into that reality. So I might fear and worry that this isn't going to happen, but I'm still not living in the reality, the undesirable reality. I won't let my vibe go there to it. You know, because when we're living in a certain reality, we tend to have the feeling of it, don't we? We have the vibration of it. Well, I don't allow that with this. I don't allow that vibrational frequency to be me. So I only allow what I do want, and then it's a case of like hoping for the best in a way, because we never know, do we? We can never truly know whether one time it's not going to happen. I don't believe it will happen like that. I believe it always will. Inside I feel that, and I feel like that is just the way it is, because once you've chosen that reality and you are vibrating it, your frequency is of it. So how could it ever be anything else? How could it ever be anything else? I don't have to worry about fear and doubt. That's there. Okay, let it be. But I don't have to then worry that I'm going to get the worst case scenario. I just let a bit of fear and doubt be there and keep bringing myself back to no, this is all I accept. Do not accept that alternative, and that is that. So I wanted to make this video because I get a lot of comments when I make videos like this, and try to explain it in such a way that it sounds doable to you, because it really is. Like, find something that you really want. You may be able to do it with smaller things. And like I said, once I get better at that, I'm going to start that from this weekend. I'm going to start doing that with the smaller things, and I'm just going to experiment with it. I'll probably put a lot of my experiment stuff up on my members area, which is what I tend to do a lot, to show people sort of on an ongoing basis what's going on with me. But if I get like some major breakthroughs there, I will definitely come here and talk about it. But you can do it. It's the case of feeling, what is it you want? What is it you want? What if you only accepted that? If you drove all of your focus to that, and I don't mean focus to it visualizing, affirming, scripting. I don't mean that. I mean just a feeling of, that is it. That's the road I'm on. That's the path I'm taking. That's the one I choose. The other, I reject it. I don't want it. No, no thank you. No thank you very much. Everything is just a possibility. Everything. And then when you choose something like that, you make it a probability, really. And then the only way it doesn't happen is if you keep going back to what you don't want. You really feel that, and you're living in the vibration of that more than you are feeling, no, this is what I choose. That's the only way I can describe it, really. And that's the only way it makes sense to me. And if you're not doing that, you don't keep going back like that, you're just like, no, that's it. I'm having that, and that's that. And I think you're going to have that. It's always been the case for me. And this has been over a lot of years. And I think I started, like the Venice thing was, I think it was about 4 years ago. And I had done it with one thing before that. So let's say 5-ish years that I've been doing this. And it's always been what I've wanted. Exactly. I'm not even talking about partially, I'm talking about exact here, because what you're doing is the frequency of it is exactly what you want, because you've got clarity on it. You go, yeah, I want this. This is all I want. That's what I choose. But you don't know if there's not I find with me, when it's a time crunch thing, it does go to the wire and then it all turns around. But when it's something that doesn't have a time on it, you don't know when that's going to be, and you have to accept, you just don't know what it's going to be, but you keep bringing yourself back to that. Every time you waver and go to the other possibility, don't worry about worry, don't worry about fear, but do be concerned about dropping in to the vibrational energy of the situation that you don't want. That's the only thing that's an issue. But if you stick with what you do want, you know, like belligerently, stick to what you want, you know, that's a good way to describe it. That is what I want. That's what I'm going to get. Okay, right. If you don't know anything about me, I'm an author, I'm a manifestation coach and a mindset coach.